Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We have,
Hello.
look at this. We got Druid in the house. Show off your outfit. What you got going on there? You're wearing Star Kitty's shirt, aren't you?
Yes.
The shirt that's like the inspired by Star Kitty.
Yes.
Oh,
I wanted her here in spirit.
That's phenomenal. Thank you for doing that. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Bandwidth and Banter. This isn't just any episode. This is our first official interview episode of Bandwidth and Banter. We can't wait. We have an amazing special guest star today, fellow Twitch streamer and good friend of all of our channels, the ineffable and incredible BananaTomOG. And yeah, so we got some very fun questions for the young man. We got some fireball questions for him. Nothing. We're not putting people on the spot. We're about having fun and bringing the light. Isn't that right, Druid?
Yes, absolutely. I have to showcase one of my wonderful moderators. Obviously, with great power comes great responsibility.
Okay, Spider Woman. So, holy crap, we're super excited. We've been planning this all week, and the bit rate has gone green, so the gamble paid off.
Yes.
Sorry, a little inside thing from us.
Yes.
So, you guys in chat, I just want to thank you all for joining us today. It's an honor to have you all here. Look at that, we got Nella Doodle in the house, and of course the amazing Aries. And a new chatter. Holy crap, new time chat. Oh, that's Bobo. We got a secret guest in the chat, and it's awesome to have her here.
Yes,
because she
absolutely.
is the SO of the wonderful person that we're interviewing today. So we got two wonderful people here in the channel today. And we got Shooty Patrick Cat. I guess he changed from Stabby to Shooty. Interesting. Okay.
Yep. We do not mind. We do not mind Patrick. We do not.
No. Yeah. he'll be fine. Sharing the love here in the channel with us. We appreciate everybody who joins the show. And oh my gosh, look at you, Drew. What are you doing? Sharing the gift. Thank you for the gifted sub. That's amazing. And I'm also Aries. What? Oh, you mean you're Aries as in the planetary thing? Horoscope? Is that what you mean? What? There can be only one. I think she's talking about the horoscope, the gamer Aries. I don't mean the god. I don't think the god Aries. All right. So, Druid, tell us. You've been telling me all week that you're super excited about our first interview. Tell us why.
I'm very excited because, I know Banana Tom's been hanging out, lurking around and stuff. And then all of a sudden he just becomes this such a huge fixture, so fast. And it's phenomenal. And him going back and watching all of our old D&D on YouTube, which is wonderful, and his art is phenomenal, and he's just such a pleasure to have hanging out and chat and stuff. That's why I was like, yep, I will give you power. You can moderate my chat. Let's go. And
that's right.
I feel like this is perfect person to have for our first interview. So,
well, especially since he's a part of our fam, right?
Yes,
he's a part of everything that we're building together, and this kind of conglomeration of channels that are grouping together into building each other up. I think it's interesting. The adventuring party that we're building has been phenomenal.
Yes.
So, speaking of, let's jump right to it. Enough of the intro. Everyone, welcome our very own BananaTomOG into our first interview, Bandwidth and Banter. Look at this.
Good
There he
evening,
is.
everybody.
Look at that. Look at that golden god with his super beard of godliness. He's a deity of beard.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here.
That's right. It's an honor to have you, buddy. And honestly, I cannot think of a better person to be our first interviewee. And, I think that it'll be neat, how some of those, I don't watch those kind of talk show guys that have guests on, but I have watched them before. It's not like a regular thing. But I know that some of them, they will frequently throughout the years have regulars come back on again, right? And I think it's perfect that we'll be able to have, hopefully, going forward in the future, Banana Tom on as one of our regular, pop-in, surprise everybody guests. Yes, that's your beard, Bobo. Yes, yes. We are honored that you let us, that you deign let us, that you share its presence. So,
we are honored.
That's right.
So hi everyone in chat, seeing as I didn't actually say hi properly.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my intro was a little long. Stormy D gets a little long-winded sometimes. So introduce yourself, Banana Tom.
And I am also short-minded, so it's fine.
Quick thing before we get into it. What time is it for you right now, Banana Tom?
It is 8 minutes past 8 in the evening.
Okay. So it's 8 o'clock at night for you. It's definitely evening time kind of thing, kind of vibe. Cool. For us, it's 2 p.m. Central Time, and for her, it's
noon.
Noon. It's lunchtime. If
I'm
we hear
some noon, because I'd still be at work.
If we hear some tummy grumbling, then we know it's Druid.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So shall we jump straight to the questions? What do you think?
Yes.
All right.
Let's go for it.
So we're gonna throw a fireball at you right off the bat, buddy. All right. So tell us, what do you believe caused this irrational banana fear in you?
People want to know.
Honestly, I can only guess at this point, and the earliest memory of hating bananas that I actually have was back at nursery, and it is probably one of my earliest memories, which is ridiculously amusing as well. So I was told and sat at the table that I had to eat my dessert before I was allowed out to play. And bear in mind, I'm only like 3 or 4 at this age. And I'm like, no, I want to go play. And there's this bowl of banana and custard on the table. Side note, I hate custard as well. Probably for the same reason, but I can touch custard at least.
I can see this. Okay.
But it's, honestly, it was something that wasn't really a problem until you become an adult and you go shopping and you get things for other people. And you've got to start picking things up that you don't normally pick up, because I don't eat bananas, so I've never had that problem.
Right.
Along comes Bobo, who eats bananas, and I'm like, I can't touch it!
Is it like the hand feel? Is it like the texture feel, or?
It's the texture of the outside of the banana. The thought of the inside makes me rich if I think about touching it, so we're not going to do that.
So not only can you, so obviously if you can't touch it, you can't taste it either, right?
Nope. For as far as I know, I have never tasted a banana in my life. I might really like them, but I'm never going to touch them, so it's tough.
We'll have to give him like a banana smoothie one day without him knowing it and see what he thinks.
I can smell it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, I could. If you're like no on something, like you can pinpoint that in like.
I think the first people to ever suss it out were my lift engineering job, and one of the guys kept leaving fruit on the side of the dashboard, like the peel. And one day there was a banana skin, and I was like, I'm not getting in the van. You need to move it. It needs to go, and otherwise you're doing the job on your own. And he like kind of kept pushing it, and then he approached me with the banana skin, And then I might have got a little bit too angry, and from that point, I started finding banana skins on my car and stuff like that. So I have really nice people in my life when they find out about the banana thing.
Well, I love how you decided to own it. You know, you've owned your interesting kind of character. I can't call it character flaw.
1,000%
Yeah.
So
Bobo's fault.
It's whose
so
fault?
this leads
Bobo's
into
fault?
how is it Bobo's fault?
During one of my very early live streams on Destiny, there was a group of us. So still early, there's not that many people in my chat, but there's enough. There's enough that you don't want things like that to come out. And she was reacting to something flying around like a daddy long legs or something and going, oh! And everyone was like, what the hell is that noise in the background? And I just said, oh, it's just my weirdo missus. And then there was a little bit of joking, a little bit of laughing, and then she came over to the microphone and just went, you're afraid of bananas. And then there was the immediate, not just shrug it off and be like, no, I don't. It was, you can't tell people that. I was like, oh no, I've just confirmed it.
Okay, this leads into the next question then.
Oh.
Are you a banana version of Batman?
Maybe when I've got my banana suit on. Although I'd probably be the one more like the Joker rather than Batman, I suppose.
But is that kind of concept why you ended up sticking with Banana Tom as like your username? Like that whole like this is my shtick. I'm gonna make it funny so I can like own the
Banana Tom name. Hang on, my camera's not focusing properly. That's better.
There we go.
So the Banana Tom name was actually voted by the people on my channel. I was originally Barrels Up Gaming because that was my PSN name. And they were like, put a number on when you'll change your name. And I was like, at the beginning, I was just like, I'm streaming just because people need to see what I'm doing for Destiny and stuff. So I was like, okay, let's go with 50 people. And sure enough, I got 50 within a week and a half.
I see.
And then the chat was like, this is what's happening.
The name!
I love it. I love it. It's a great origin story.
That is so good.
Lord Banana.
Might have even got a banana themed tattoo through my chat.
Oh my goodness. Holy crap.
It's a tramp stamp, as voted for by chat.
Okay. Yeah, don't show us that.
There's a picture in Discord if anyone's really bothered. It's
there you go.
Cut off so you can't see anything. It's just little piece of my back and then the tattoo.
Right on. That's wonderful. That's how you own it.
I do not trust my chat enough to decide a tattoo for me.
Especially because I'm in your chat.
And I just promote trollness so much in my chat that
Of trolling
it would just
you.
be so bad.
Yep. All right.
Community focused.
So on to the next question here we have. So this one's a little bit of a curveball, but we find could be quite interesting. BananaTom, please share a boring fact about yourself.
Ooh, a boring fact. It's something I've never thought of before. Right, boring.
You
I'm
know,
trying to think of the most
something
boring
mundane.
thing that I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Something that I've probably never admitted to apart from Bobo before. I'm actually really good at flower arranging.
Okay. Wow.
I love that so much.
Now, how did you develop this skill?
I think it basically started off with my gran. She used to be a teacher at school, and at Christmas they did these, like, you get a log and then you get the Oasis form for you to stick flowers in. She was like, just do this for me, thinking it'd keep me busy for like a couple of hours. 15 minutes later, it's completely done and she's absolutely in love with it.
Awesome.
And now I am not allowed to just buy a bunch of flowers for Bobo because she will know that I've not put it together.
Wow.
Pretty sure she'll vouch for it as well. He is.
Oh.
Yes.
Watch and chat. I'm keeping a close eye to see if she confirms or not.
That is, I agree. And NGL Neldadoodle, that's
If
I knew
anyone's going to
that,
drop me in it, it is her.
I knew that if I asked for a boring fact, we'd actually end up getting something that is quite interesting after all.
I love that. I love that so much.
So back to you there, Druid.
Alrighty. How old is Nabu? And when will we see a pet cam during the stream?
Pet cam is something that we can definitely organize. What I was potentially thinking is, because now I've got this screen here, I can actually make this camera view wider. And in the bottom of that corner, you can see the corner of his bed. So if I shift the camera over, Naboo can always be in shot for whenever he's in bed with me.
Hell yeah.
So you'll be just there. So rather than a Naboo cam, it's a me and Naboo cam.
Yes, I think that's a brilliant idea.
That was specifically an Aries question, which I fully supported it.
I know he had mentioned it briefly before. And as for his age, Bobo might be able to quote me better on this, but I think he's 6, or he's 6 in March.
Oh.
His birthday is Woman's Day.
Woman's Day?
I think it's the 20th.
That's a holiday?
Yeah, Woman's Day is a
International
holiday.
Women's Day.
That's cool. I'm glad they have that holiday. I feel embarrassed that I'm ignorant of that holiday. So, but there's probably lots of holidays that I'm ignorant of. So,
8th of March. There you go.
Jinx.
On it like Sonic.
Right on, right on. Okay, all right. Here's another one. This one, hopefully, this isn't a bit too personal, but you can pick whatever fits. Whatever you're comfortable with. Please share a fun memory that you have with Bobo.
Fun memory with Bobo. Okay, we're actually going to go with something that's particularly fond of in my memory, but is kind of stupid at the same time. We'd gone for a walk with her parents, and we'd gone up what's Pendle Hill round us. It's almost a mountain, but it isn't. But that's its claim to fame, and it's also the home of witches and stuff like that. But
cool. We
went up there, and I was stood at the bottom, and I was filming them because I thought, ooh, if someone falls, it would be hilarious. That's my sense of humor. They wouldn't have fallen far, just like onto their backside.
Oh, okay.
But she just started speeding up as she was coming down the hill, and I was like, oh no, I know what she's going to do. And she just charged at me as fast as she could and dived on me. The whole day was good fun, but that particular memory makes it a better day than most.
Oh, that's so cute. And I love adorable. Like Bobo's like, that's such a random memory.
Oh my god.
But those random moments are just so good.
Yeah, I feel you.
I love that.
Yeah, that all right, because this is an interesting topic. Let's quickly say, Druid, share one of yours real quick. A fun memory of you in Fate.
So much random things. I am ridiculous. First off,
put you on the spot, didn't I? If you want to,
you did. I was not.
If you want, we can
I wasn't
wait.
ready for a question. Okay, so one day. It was me and Fate and our friend Hero. They both had their cameras and they were like just watching two people who know what they're talking about, like discuss and coordinate and like direct a scene for like a photo shoot and stuff. it was so fun, and like it was just I just really enjoy watching the analytical mind of Fate, like the way he, and it's usually moments that I'm not a part of and I get to watch from the outside where I'm just like, look at him being all nerdy. But that one particularly stands out because we just spent hours just wandering around downtown in the town we were living in California, and just the two of them just never stopped talking just about the technical aspect, and I was just sitting there third wheeling it, and it was just so fun to watch.
Right on.
So,
right on. Okay.
it's a fond memory.
All right. Pop out the next question there for us.
Share the least interesting place you have traveled to. Not like the grocery store or anything.
Okay, so can this be through work?
Sure.
Whatever. Mm-hmm.
So, truth be told, this is how boring it is. It wasn't really that much of a town. There was a massive refuse centre. I was about 30 miles north of Aberdeen, and we were supposed to fit a lift. But all I could see in this entire place was 4 houses and a refuse centre. And to this day, I couldn't get you there, but it took us 8 hours to drive there to fit that lift.
Wow, 8 hours?
8 hours.
That's crazy. I didn't realize.
So it was like
wow.
Tip of Scotland somewhere. I know it was like 30 mile north of Aberdeen is the best I can give you as a rough area, but that is the most boring place I have ever been to in my goddamn life.
Just nothing. 4 houses.
You have to travel 10 miles to go to a shop.
Oh no.
Man, that sounds like believe it or not, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands, of little small towns like that throughout the U.S.
Yeah,
it's just but in a yeah, like it's more interesting actually coming from your neck of the woods, because I can't imagine that that happens.
from a country
often.
that's smaller than pretty much every state, I'm assuming. I don't know the size of states.
They vary. Some are tiny and some are
Yeah.
huge. Yeah.
I think the size of Texas is the entirety of like all of Europe.
I know Texas would be huge.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Oh, we got this next question here related to your hobbies. What do you love about photography?
Ooh, so photography is 2 sides of it for me, and one, the real life photography, is where I started, and that was more, it's making your own art out of stuff that you can't really control, but at the same time you can. So controlling chaos, essentially. And from the virtual photography side, that comes from the more I want to control every little detail that I can see in this picture and make it absolutely fantastic, that I look at it and go, oh!
I love
Seen
it.
it.
Yes.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
It is. I am so jealous of that you have the next Horizons game, because it is so beautiful.
Yeah. Oh wow! Holy crap! That's cool.
Micro figure.
That's awesome. Look at that.
Oh,
You can also see my
Aloy.
shaky hands.
For the amount of caffeine I've had, my hands are pretty steady.
I think
This is as steady as my hands ever get.
your body's used to it there. I think
How long have you been doing photography for?
So I picked up actual photography somewhere around, probably be about 16, 17. Really amateur. I never pushed it massively far. And the virtual photography I started when Horizon Zero Dawn came out. That was the game that I found I wanted to do the virtual photography side of things more than I wanted to actually play the game at certain points. And
Interesting.
the point where you just trail off in a game for self-admission time, the longest time I've spent looking for one picture because I had an idea in my head, from start to finish from setting off looking for the picture to taking the picture, there was about an hour and a half for one photo.
Wow, that's phenomenal.
I'm sure there's people in actual photography that have taken much longer, but for when you think about that, just in a game where you can control all the elements.
That's
I actually
phenomenal.
did that live as well. Quite a few people saw me set that one up.
Oh man, I would have loved to have seen that. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I did used to have a show called Picture Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where I'd analysed a bit of it and made it a bit more accessible to people that were new to virtual photography or photography full stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed there was a lot of people that talk about virtual photography, but they talk about it from a photography standing point, which in my knowledge, I wasn't majorly from a photography background. I knew what I was doing with the camera, but the terminology and stuff would have baffled me at certain points. But if I'd have been told it does this, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what I'm doing with it. So I think the first 2 episodes of it, I basically broke all that sort of stuff down for people to so people that could just look at a photo mod and get intimidated by the words and just go, oh, it does this.
Yeah,
because that's what I wish I'd have had right at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, I've popped over photo mode before just out of curiosity, and I was just like, oh, nope, we're good. Nope.
There's a very impressive photo mode in Cyberpunk that I've been playing. I was really surprised by that.
Yes, there is.
I was like, wow, that's cool.
That's the other reason I want to go back to the latest version, especially seeing you play it, Stormy.
Oh, right on.
Because I've seen the graphics, I'm like, ooh, and then you're doing all your sword combat, because I never did a melee build, really. I'm like, ooh.
Awesome. I'm glad I can inspire you, brother.
Indeedy.
All right. Now, swinging back over to Druid, you want to fire off the next one?
Yeah. The shortest job you've ever had.
Technically part of the job I've still got. So in between the current injury that I have, because of COVID, I'd lost my machinist job. And I accepted another job at the same firm just so I was still there for when things pick back up.
Right.
And so I became a laborer for 2 days.
Nice.
Because on the third day, I got the results from my MRI scan and they turned around and went, yeah, you're really not lifting anything.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, okay. Because, I mean, I prefer the job I have now over the labouring, but it was kind of,
2 days.
It's good and bad news at the same time.
Right.
But yeah, that is the shortest I've ever had a job.
2 days. 2 days. Not bad. That's.
It got me beat for sure.
I have to admit that I have you beat, though. I once decided I wanted to try. I wanted some. This was a long time ago. I wanted some extra cash, and so I thought, well, I could go be basically a cleaning person, a janitor, as a side job, as a second job. And I realized after 30 minutes that this was not for me. Got up and told them, I'm sorry, I can't do this, and walked out.
I'm going to say outside of my 2 weeks, 2 days, it'd probably be like maybe a month, if that. So you definitely beat me, and apart from my 2 days, it's a long way between that one and the next one. So
I don't know if it's necessarily something I should be bragging about. You know what I'm saying?
That's so funny, because I can understand walking into a janitor job and just going, oh God,
nope.
Nope. Because as somebody working food service, the amount of cleaning that I've had to do after people that I was not qualified to clean up after.
Yep.
Same for the disability lift engineering. There have been some houses that I had to walk away.
I'll bet.
That I'm sorry I can't fit your lift for you, but I can't. My stomach will not last.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yep. I couldn't be in medical field because of that either. Nope. All
right. Let's throw this next question at him. It's actually a three-parter, so not too bad, not too hard, right? But what is your favorite food? We kind of know your least favorite food, but just clarify. Tell us your least favorite food as well, and a food you want to try but haven't yet.
Ooh. So, favorite food out of everything is Indian curry. I'm pretty much all over that. I have my recipe that I've spent 15 years making. I'm finally happy with it. And now I can't get a takeaway anyway because they all taste not very good anymore.
Say it again. Which food now? One more time.
Indian curry.
Oh wow! Okay, cool.
So I generally make, for people who know Indian food, I go for something like a madras and then add stuff into it as well on top of that to get to where I want it to be.
Really interesting.
Do you also know how to make that, like, the fragrant rice?
I don't, because I generally make chapatis or something like that to go with it.
Big fan of rice.
Is it possible to create an Indian curry that's good without cumin?
I don't know, but I'm happy to try.
Okay, sometime in the future, maybe when I come visit you guys, I would love for you to make me some Indian curry without cumin. I had to stop eating Indian food because I can't eat cumin. My stomach won't take it. So
I was so sad the first time you told me that.
I know.
I was like, no,
I'm allergic to it.
So good.
So the food so obviously we know your least favorite food is bananas, right?
Unless there's anything else you would like to highlight.
Yeah, that's true. Add another one if there's, other than bananas. Least favorite food.
Mushrooms, tomatoes, cheese.
Okay. Wow, don't like cheese. I think that's surprising and interesting. But so you really must hate pizza
Tomatoes
then.
I could deal with in the sauce or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Actual whole tomatoes, it's a no from me.
Interesting.
Cheese I can deal with on pizzas if they've got a lot of flavor, so you can't taste the cheese.
Oh.
Like the dairy flavor of the cheese? Like, what is it about the cheese
texture?
that you don't like?
The complete dairy flavor of the cheese.
Okay.
All right. And a food you...
On a side note, because of the painkillers I'm on, I'm not allowed to eat anything. I'm lactose intolerant because of the painkillers.
That makes sense.
I see. So,
I love cheese.
Yeah, like I don't do dairy, so we do dairy-free cheese, which I'm amazed that they've made some really, technological strides in making really good dairy-free cheese for future reference for people who like cheese. So back to Banana Tom though. Food you want to try but haven't yet.
Food I want to try. I'm going to actually twist that a little bit into more food that I'd like to cook and try.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you've tried everything on Earth, then I can accept that.
I lost you then, Stormy.
I said, if you've tried every food on Earth, then I can accept that.
Well, I have not tried every food on Earth. I'm just really struggling to think of anything that I haven't tried to really want to.
I'm just playing.
In terms of making, it has to be like Chinese steamed dumplings. Because I love them so much, I want to know how to make them and do that. That's something I'd love to do. Outside of that, I kind of think Mongolian food.
Ooh, okay.
I have tried one dish that I made myself, but to actually try Mongolian food made by Mongolian people, yes, I want to try that.
Ooh.
So I got there in the end, Stormy.
Right on. Now I'm hungry.
It just took a while for those synapses to fire.
Oh, do I understand that?
I think the next one's yours there, Druid.
It is. What is the weirdest sleeping dream that you have ever had? If you would like to share.
Weirdest sleeping dream.
It has to be clarified because, you know, you can just like go off into daydreams sometimes. You're like, that's a weird thought.
Recurring nightmare as a child.
Oh.
I was being hunted by wolves, and I don't know how many times I had this dream. It was constant at one point. And every time the wolves would actually kill me, because they say you can't die in dreams, you can.
Yeah, I was going to say,
But
that's
then
not true.
my
I've died in
spirit
dreams.
would leave my body and go into somebody else. And then the wolves would instantly know the moment I entered somebody else's body and start chasing me again.
That's amazing.
That is wild.
And then by the end of it, it became not a nightmare because I was like, well, I know what's going to happen. Like, I became that accustomed to it, even though it wasn't like a lucid dream. I knew what was going to happen, so it was a case of, well, I'm not going to die, so
I'm not really scared of it
bring it
anymore.
on.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you. I've gotten to where I am not afraid of my night. Like, for me, scary nightmares were like monsters chasing me, or I'm in a haunted house or something like that. I actually enjoy those a lot. But for me, a nightmare is like, you know, like my worst nightmare is I dreamed that I woke up and I'm in my bed at home in my bedroom doing dishes, and my boss comes in my room and says, you're not doing them fast enough, hurry up. And he's like, and so I'm like in this hell where I can't escape. This was my first job. I was a busboy and a dishwasher, and as a teenager. And so the nightmare of it was that I was in this hell where I can't even escape my job when I'm at home sleeping. And so that was the feeling. And I was like, yeah, that's a nightmare. But yeah, scary dreams, once you get used to them, it's like, okay, we can have some fun with this. Uh-oh.
I don't dream.
Yeah, that's an interesting factoid about Druid. So you have
I
never...
I don't remember any of my dreams ever.
And you've never remembered any of them in your entire life?
I used to.
Okay.
Up until about, like, puberty. And then I stopped remembering any of my dreams.
That's fascinating.
I can say a dream as an adult that is truly terrifying.
Oh?
Whoa.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I've experienced that one too. Yeah, that's not fun. Yeah. Ugh.
Wake up unable to move, and you just looking.
I used
Oh,
to have-
okay. Is this me now?
Uh-huh. No, I actually used to have a lot of sleep paralysis when I was younger.
Mm.
I can safely say that is really not fun.
Yep.
When
Agreed.
when I was a lot like when I was like really young, I would have a lot of those sleep paralysis dreams, or the ones where you feel like you're falling and like you wake up because you felt like you were falling and dying. Yeah.
Right on.
The slightest little trip in a dream and boom!
And you're like,
Like your heart's hit out of your chest.
On this same sort of on this same topic, BananaTom, what is the weirdest place you've ever slept?
Ooh, a building site. So I'd gone on a night out at my town where I actually live now with a friend who lived out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And after we were done in town, we'd gone back and we were supposed to go back to his house. And for some reason, we were like, let's go to that building site and hang out there. So made a little bed each out of planks of wood and scaffolding and stuff. Yeah, so it got to about 6 o'clock in the morning. One of us woke up and were like, dude, we need to go. It's a building site. Oh, okay. Turns out somebody left their wallet on the building site.
Oh!
And had to go back for it.
Wow.
And the guy there was like, why is there beds? I'm going to level with you. I got really drunk, and we thought it'd be a cool idea to make beds. I'm just coming straight out and telling you. And you were like, dude, you are a D word.
That is a great story. See, I knew that question would lead to an interesting story.
That is great. That is phenomenal. I have taken naps in the woods in little like forts that I've built. Unshocking, I know.
Druid sleeping in the woods? Never.
I know, right? Yeah.
She's more like fun than we realized. or is it really that Fern is more like her?
Fern is the embodiment
Fern
of all of my
druid.
intrusive thoughts. Deep down inside, I am truly chaotic neutral. Even though I had a coworker of mine analyze me and said that I am chaotic good, but anyways, next. Next. What drew you to Twitch to share your comedic talents?
Twitch. Honestly, it was wanting to expand and get more exposure out there because I felt like, due to some decisions earlier on in my YouTube career, I felt like YouTube was holding me back a little bit. Without starting a whole new channel, I was like, we'll make the push, we'll keep YouTube on,
Right.
but I want to push into Twitch as well, and if I'm doing both, I'm getting potentially more exposure because I'm in two places rather than one.
Right.
And to be honest, it feels like Twitch is, in the short term, Twitch is more rewarding. But in the long term, YouTube is definitely somewhere you want to be successful.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you don't want to be successful on Twitch, but I feel it's going to be harder to get up to the big leagues in Twitch because there's those well-established people.
Gotcha. Okay. Considering the injury that you struggle, here's a tough one. Considering the injury that you struggle with, how do you push through it for your stream? Like, share with us a little bit of inspiration and motivation about how you, the gravitas to push through it.
Honestly, part of it is the little personas that I undertake when I do my little characters, my voices, and all stuff like that. That kind of takes my mind off being in the here and now.
Right.
And honestly, talking to you guys is great. You guys in chat, I don't mean just you two that I'm talking to directly.
Yeah.
Everyone that I talk to in my streams and stuff like that, it just helps take you away from that little step of reality that's maybe, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with my reality, but there's certain aspects that aren't exactly great.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
And that just helps pick me up out of those. And there are times when I do cancel my streams for that, and I always feel bad about cancelling them, but at the same time, I know I'm not going to be able to give 100% to people. So it's not just a case of I feel crap, it's just I don't want to lay how I'm feeling that bad on you guys as well,
Right.
sort of thing. And let's face it, we all come to these places to be entertained, whichever way, shape, or form it is. Support as well, obviously, but there's still the entertainment factor. And I'd like to think that if I'm not known for being ridiculously overdramatic in certain voices and styles, then I will be.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Druid?
I'm excited about this one.
Yeah, me too. This is a great question she came up with.
Banana Tom. This is a very serious conversation, and I want you to really, really deep down reflect.
Neither of you can keep a straight face.
I can't. I already have the giggles. I already have the giggles. What D&D class do you consider yourself to be?
Now, I would actually require you guys' help with that, because I don't know a massive amount about D&D. What I know so far is what I've learned from you guys. But I think it was Aries that said it to me, or was it Daddy Dagoth? I can't think which one of the two said that I should be a dwarf, which I completely agree with. I should be a dwarf.
I completely agree. You would
and
be a
if there's
dwarf.
some kind of berserker dwarf, then that'd be the role for me.
Okay.
Yes.
A barbarian
You would be a
dwarf.
barbarian.
Yep. Okay.
You'd be a barbarian then. Barbarian dwarf. What would be your weapon of choice?
It'd either be a massive warhammer or a battle axe of some kind. Because honestly, if I've ever imagined myself in battle, just a few times, I would go for a very large hammer or a very large axe. Because if you swing it, you're at least going to take more than one person down.
True.
You're definitely barbarian. Okay, cool.
Bobo says banana wizard.
Barbarian.
You can go whack it over there, okay? Go whack it. Whack it really hard!
Wait, Druid, what are we whacking?
That person over there.
She finally got that.
Also, I'm a short ass.
Okay.
I don't think I'm that small, but I'm 5'7", which with all my mates, I'm the short one.
Oh, you and Fate are like eye to eye.
Oh.
Really
Like,
interesting.
over my head.
Fate to be a lot taller than me.
Oh, it's only because whenever we're standing next to each other, I'm 5'1.5". My
I like that
friend.
you got the half in there.
Okay, so a friend of mine at work knitted me a scarf that is exactly 1/2 inch longer than I am tall. On purpose.
Fantastic.
So
I
you could actually like
100%
wrap it around yourself and curl up in a ball and just like hide in it.
Do you still have this scarf? And can you get it for your next stream?
Yes, we
Yes.
want to see it. We want to see it.
I was just because they looked at me and they were like, Druid, I picked these colors because it matches your hair. And I knitted it exactly on purpose, dead look in my eyes, and continued to pick on me about it for the rest of the day. And it was the funniest thing ever. Yes, I have that scarf still.
Fantastic.
Of course I do. It is very phenomenal.
Right on, right on. So that was a hilarious and fantastic question. Yes, Beckett. Here's one that might be kind of interesting and informational for folks out there wanting, getting inspired by us and wanting to stream. What struggles would you say you were the hardest to deal with when you first started streaming? What struggles were the hardest in that you would, like, looking back, talking to your past self, would you say, hey, these are going to be your first few struggles that are hardest, and this is how you overcome them?
So for me personally, I would start with pay attention to all the tiny little tick boxes on Streamlabs, if that's what you're using, or Stream Elements, or whichever. Mm-hmm. Because one of those tick boxes being unticked or ticked can stop the whole thing from working.
Mm.
Yes.
Outside of that, we'd also have go learn tags. I'm still not brilliant with hashtags. I tend to stick to a certain few and pick a few more out of a hat almost. I used TubeBuddy in my early career because I was like, I need an idea of what sort of thing I need to be looking at, and TubeBuddy is quite helpful for stuff like that. I think you get a certain level of them free, and if you want more, you'd have to pay if you want like better tags and stuff like that. But you don't have to pay. You can just search on Google, like, I'm playing this game. What tags should I use for this? Or what's the most popular tags to do with this? The second one is you don't need anything fancy. If you've got a console, you can stream straight from your console. Xbox, PlayStation. I'm not sure about Switch because I've not played on a Switch, but I know Xbox and PlayStation have access to do it straight from the console now. If you've got a PC, fantastic. If it's not that good, is also fine. You could do it how I do it now. I have a good PC, but for me using Restream, you don't need a fantastically powered PC to use it, because you're not holding a Twitch stream and a YouTube stream at the same time. You're streaming directly to Restream, and then they put it out to wherever you want it to go.
Gotcha.
So that is something that I wish I'd known at the start, because I held off looking into the PC side of things when I had a laptop that probably could have handled it, but I didn't have a capture card. That is one thing you would need if you're bringing that into it. But again, it depends which route you want to go down, if you want to chuck a little bit of money in at the beginning or not. But the big feature is you don't need to spend money to do this. You can do it on a very small budget if you've already got the things, obviously.
Yep.
At the very minimal, a console and an internet connection, and you can stream.
Gotcha. Okay. Druid? Next question?
Yep. I was entranced.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. You already touched on this a little bit, but if you would like to further elaborate, what tips can you share with future streamers? Because we have some people that are interested in streaming. Aries. You know, do you have any tips for people that are getting into it?
Depending which front you want to go down. If you want to go YouTube, go with videos, and the more videos you create, the better, because the more times you're editing them, they're going to get slightly better every time. The second point to go off from that, if you just want to stream, also, you've already got that footage. Play around. You don't even have to edit it at the beginning if you don't want to. Just stick it somewhere else. Like, say if you stream on Twitch, because you're not affiliated at the beginning, you can just go, I'll take this and put it on YouTube the same day. Or I think you've got a cooldown period. I'm not too sure on the rules of that. You'd have to look up the rules first. But all those little videos, TikTok is a fantastic way to get any publicity whatsoever. The shorts on YouTube. I'm not too sure about the Facebook videos for those short things, but I imagine they'd work the same. I've just not looked too much into that side of it. And I've lost myself.
Oh, you were just sharing some tips with future streamers. I can see
bubble out of the corner of my eye, and I just completely lost my track of thought. She's running away. Oh. Outside of that, talk to streamers. Most streamers, if you join the Discord, if you join the chat, interact with people, they're happy to give you tips. They'll happily share your channel. Don't expect people to do it, because you'll get people's backs up. But if you go in and interact with people, you don't like the first words that come out of your mouth be, I'm a streamer. If you're asked, and that happens to the first time you say something in chat, fine, that's not a problem. I put it in my chat and I say it on my chat streams and stuff. If you are and you join mine, tell me. I'll chuck a shout out command in, because I'm here to grow everyone. I'm not just about growing me. It's fine. I will promote your stuff.
Yeah. No,
if I turn out to be an undesirable person later, I will retract that action. But otherwise, I will give you at least one chance.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm gonna completely agree with, especially with the reaching out and connecting with other streamers thing.
Yeah.
Because my first person that I really connected to on Twitch was a streamer he's still a streamer. He's just getting back into it. His name is Just Me Josher. I met him and he was streaming Skyrim, and I just fell in love with his personality. We started talking, and he found out that I was a streamer, and then I became one of his moderators, and then we would play games together, and then Ezo connected me and Stormy together, and then Stormy and I really connected, and then Fate was in there, like in the mix of all of that, and then now here we are sitting here, 16 months later, creating this whole entire, like, 100%. I completely agree with the gotta find your people, and we'll all lift, most of the time, like, if you're all jiving, like, everybody will lift each other up. That's what I love the most about Twitch.
Agreed.
So
there is an element of the raid community coming to YouTube. They have initiated that, but it's still not as easy as Twitch make it to jump from one channel to another. That definitely helps massively.
I honestly need to get in a better habit of doing that at the end of each. Yeah, you're right. That's
I'm
just
not
rating.
100% great at it. I do it when I remember to, or if I think we've had a good stream, we've got a decent amount of people, let's go raid someone.
Sure.
Like, try and boost their numbers up, or give them a little bit of a emotional boost.
That's right. That's the best part, I think. Sometimes just having someone raid your channel it's a nice adrenaline rush. It feels good, Speaking of BananaTom, we're getting to the end. We have a couple questions left before we, kind of open the floor. My next question is, what did your family and friends think and feel when you told them about that you were gonna, try and go full bore into streaming and YouTube and stuff?
Well, my dad doesn't really know because he lives in Australia, so I don't really talk to him that often, maybe like once a year, but my mum was really supportive of it. She, like, every time I talk to her, she asks me what numbers I'm up to and stuff like that, and I know for a fact that she doesn't watch very much of me. But she always takes an interest when we're on a call to each other or something like that, which, that's great.
yeah.
Outside friends, there's a few of my real life friends that jump in chat every now and again. But in fairness, I try not to. It's one of the reasons you won't see most of my channel stuff on Facebook, for anyone that's here off my Facebook, because I don't want to ram it down people's throats.
Gotcha.
I'll post occasional things that let you know I am streaming. That is a thing I do, but I'm not going to do it all the time. And mainly because I don't like using Facebook that much. I used it as a lot growing up, and I check it for notifications, which is basically for messages in groups that I'm in, and that's it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I'm really not bothered about Facebook.
Yep. I see the eye roll there, Druid, and I second it.
Okay, well, the problem with Facebook and me is that I end up getting roped into the politics conversations of things, and then so I have to, like, I was just like, no, I can't be on here anymore. This is bad.
Yeah, it really amazes me how much it's devolved into. I mean, I still use it pretty much only as occasionally as a marketing tool for when as I've shared on stream, I own a quadplex in New Mexico and have tenants, and so when I need new tenants, there's a Facebook group in the town where my property is, and it's the best way to get new tenants and to vet them. I just put it up into a local Facebook group of available properties to rent, and then connect with people on Facebook and chat with them. That's the only thing I use it for anymore. And
but things like that is the reason I still have a Facebook.
Yeah.
Other than that, and like I said before, my dad and all his side of the family live in Australia, so Messenger. There's other messenger services I could use, but I know they have that, so I keep it.
Yeah.
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 it has its uses, but in my life at least, it's outlived its usefulness.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap up the main question period with the last interesting question for him?
Last and final question from our list.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay. What is something you wish to do to enhance your streams for later?
So something that I've actually thought of more recently after having my fallout with Streamlabs, I think going back to Streamlabs chatbot and stuff, like for all those that side of things, is definitely going to enhance it back up, because I don't think Stream Elements is about the same level. But I enjoy OBS now where I am. Feel like I have a lot more control in that than I did on Streamlabs. So that side, I'm looking to do more of the redeemables and stuff like that, and learning how to do that properly rather than letting Streamlabs do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of enhancing, I need to learn how to edit better. To be able to sit there and cut things out and get decent content for it. I can do editing and I reasonably enjoy it, but what I do struggle with is thinking of what to do into a shorter video. It's like the short side of things. Like, we've had conversations about the shorts and stuff. Mm-hmm. People won't see shorts from me at the minute. I am working on it, but I really struggle to think what to put in a short.
Yeah.
So you got to keep it under a minute, and ideally you want it a bit less than a minute to keep people interested and click on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
under 20, like for me, like I'll watch it. I'll watch most things if it's under 30 seconds. If I'm like in the short format. But if I'm in long format stuff, I want 4 hour long. Give me the 4 hour long. But that's because I'm like
we're going deep.
That's because I'm seeking, like, I want all of the details. Give me all the details. But shorts, 100%. It's like 20 seconds or less.
The one thing I'd really like to, especially people in chat and you guys, one thing I did consider was doing shorts of virtual photography tips.
Do it.
Yeah.
Because it's sticking with the gaming thing, it's close to the channel rather than going for photography in general. Plus, I've not picked up a camera for quite some time now. But just doing like quick 30-second to a minute for longer stuff and cutting it down. Because, like I said before about the Picture Perfect, it didn't really take off that well, so I'm still trying to get virtual photography out there. It is one thing that I truly love, and I will get it out there. It's a matter of time. I just need to figure out the process that'll get it out there and that people will enjoy it.
So, speaking of the 4 hour videos, this just kind of brought up one final question that I wanted to throw your way. How far along are you in our D&D YouTube videos? What's going on?
If you want a specific, give me 1 second and I can tell you, because I was watching it before this stream today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Your little clips that you're posting up from YouTube?
Well, I figured that they'd be handy because they're obviously people won't be posting the clips on that often from those back then. So I was like,
that's
perfect.
super
Let's get
helpful.
These out there.
That is phenomenal. Yes.
1 second.
I literally died on a couple of them that you posted up.
I am about to start part 14.
Nice. Wow.
Part
Thank you so
14.
much. What's going on in part 14? Refresh my memory, our memories.
So the one that I'm just watching on 13 is you've just got back to Jacko with the witch toes after defeating the hags in the swamp, which was fantastic. How do I put it? I'm not sure how to put this. Oh, sorry. No, I don't know how to put it.
Weapon.
You cut out?
A weapon.
The moment you screwed up with that, I was like, I don't care how long it takes me to get this to the precise second I am clipping this to the best of my ability.
Man, I can't wait to see that clip.
They're all in there, Storms. All in your clips.
They're in your clips in Discord. I will literally hold on.
You'll send
I
to
will
me?
find that is.
Did I send that to you as well, Drew? Just because I was like, look
I
what I
think you
found.
added. You something. It was. It wasn't this one. Oh, but it was so funny. This one. I will send it to you.
All right.
I'll send it to you, Stormy.
No
so
worries.
You have it.
No worries.
It also happened not the once, didn't it, Drew? Because in a later, I think it might have been the next episode when you'd got back to the hospital, you made the very similar mistake.
Yep. I was having a hard time with the how she only had one hand thing. It was just made it so much funnier.
So
Oh,
now that
so good.
we've kind of come to the end here, what I'd like to do is open up. We're going to break it up. The last 10 minutes, or for the next 10 minutes or so, are there any questions from chat that chat would like us to ask our guest? And in the meantime, like while they're coming up with questions, do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, let's start. While Chad is coming up with a question to ask you, ask us your questions. Get that started.
So the first one is for you, Stormy.
Uh-oh.
So I get that you've been doing the Dungeon Master thing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, how do you come up with the storylines that you do? Is it you get a basic idea of like the overall story you want to tell and then fill that in between? Or is it some other way?
Do you need me to walk away?
No, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. That's a great question. Usually when I'm crafting a campaign, not always, when I'm crafting a campaign that I'm really into, and it's a story that I want to tell, that I'm very, like, I don't know, sometimes some element draws me. Like maybe I want to go, like, I'd say that's a really good question. So with one of Starkitty's favorite campaigns, it was a King Arthur campaign. It was an Arthurian legend campaign. It wasn't actually during King Arthur times. It was post. It was like it was something I created that was after King Arthur, in that area though, in that kind of vein of you know, medieval fantasy Arthurian legend stuff. I told that story because I wanted to do an Arthurian legend story. So I usually start off with, you know, what's sort of interesting. I start off thematically with what sort of vision do I have? Is it going to be a dark Gothic? Is it going to be some medieval apocalypse? Is it going to be, you know, Arthurian? Is it a Greek campaign? Is it classic old school, you know, dungeon diving? You know, I kind of start thematically first. And then I usually start with the end that I want to craft for them. For the adventurers, and then I kind of start to think about elements that I want to have along the way to get to that end and how those fit together. And then I will end up having a conversation with the players as they develop their characters, and I tell them a little bit about the world that I've kind of envisioned, and then I start to fill in the gaps based upon the characters and their backgrounds that they've created. So I kind of integrate it all together. I hope that answers your question. It's a process that is. There are certain things that just kind of practices that I've developed. So it's dynamic, but certain things that I do every time. If that makes sense.
answers it well enough for me.
Right on, right on. All right. Let's see. Yeah, and then players do something. Yeah, no. I like doing something really random is totally fine, Nelladoodle. Like it's not like I craft a story where you can't be random. But I think a good DM crafts a world that is interesting enough for the players. What are we doing? What did I miss?
Points at Drew for being random.
Pointing at Drew for being yeah. I try and create an environment and encounters and things that are fascinating and interesting enough to the players that they are drawn to it. And I think that's the difference between, this might sound a little like self-backpatting, but I think that's the difference between a good DM and a great DM. You know, a good DM can craft an interesting game world and a dungeon and elements and stuff like that, and players can totally derail it because they're not interested in the little clues and things that you drop along the path. And but if you make those clues interesting enough, then they'll kind of follow you where you're leading them. So.
Or they become just insanely desperate to befriend the ghost rather than be afraid of the ghost.
You might be jumping ahead there and ruining things for Banana Tom. There.
Oh no, he'll know once he gets there.
Yeah, it's a nice little non-spoiler hint of things to come.
But I am watching current and the beginning. So.
That's true.
No, once you get there, you're gonna be like.
So chat, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for Banana Tom? Start thinking of just one or two is fine. Do you got any other questions for us? Maybe one for Druid?
I do indeed.
Okay, throw it out there.
We're still going with D&D because obviously I watch a lot of D&D at the minute.
Right on.
There is one question because for me personally, I would say that you're very close to Fern anyway, but when this campaign ends, are you going to have a hard time letting Fern go for a bit?
Yes. So, okay, and this is the thing though, is that, so I actually created the character concept of Fern before this campaign.
Yeah.
And so I'm thrown off by Aries' comment.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. Anyways, so the thing is, I will talk and act and I'll talk at work in Fern voice to people. Fate and I will spend hours of our week talking about our characters. Nice. Fern and Lorcas have become such a huge part. I'll never get rid of her character sheet.
Oh yeah, no.
I can tell, by the way, for the way you control your characters, that you're constantly thinking about them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll we've talked about if we were in this situation, how would our characters react? If we were in these kind of situations, how would they react? And all the time. It is literally an obsession that Fate and I have. But also, when Fate and I first got together, we would do deep lore dives, and we would come up with characters, we'd go on walks and come up with characters and spend hours talking about a random character for hours. I have we have so many character concepts, but it's Fern definitely has one of those this is my first really big campaign. This is the first character I've ever, because we've played 4 episodes or four games with a group, and the group would dissolve, or we just didn't click, or I wasn't able to actually play the character how I wanted to, or, you know, whatever it was. This is my first D&D campaign that you guys are watching. Ever. I am the most inexperienced person. And so, yeah, I'm probably 100% guarantee gonna cry when this campaign's over. And Fern's always gonna just be one of my alter egos in my life, in my everyday life, probably forever. Until I have a new character that I get to obsess over.
I love it. I love that about you and Fate, that's an integral part of your relationship, and it's also has become an integral part of our friendship together. So as a DM, I'm honored, and I feel like I stumbled across not one but two unicorns that to coin the phrase, you know, the you know, you guys are such a rare and unusual thing for a DM to find in players, and it's amazing. Thank you for being you guys.
This is what happens when you watch streams.
This is what happens. No, literally. Okay, so
you two wouldn't have met. I wouldn't have met you two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
indeed.
No, and that's the crazy thing about Twitch that I can see not happening on YouTube is because, like, literally, I randomly came across Josher.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then Izo randomly came across Josher. And then Izo happened to already be a moderator for Stormy. D&D randomly got brought up in conversation. I randomly was just like, I would love to play D&D. And then we just started talking. And then, like, within weeks, we started, like, talking about our characters. And then started playing, like, literally, like, it was just overnight, I swear. Like, it is the most insane thing to me, and it's so hard to explain to people outside of Twitch. Like, I met my best friend over the internet, and I have, like, so many people that I love and adore, and I don't even know most of their real names. Like, that is the most insane thing.
Yep.
Some of the people I'm closest to are PlayStation friends, are people in chat, are generally people I've never met. There's even a few of them I've ended up meeting after I've met them on PlayStation. I think Scottish Rod was one of the first people, because I played Destiny 1 with him and spent thousands of hours in that game with him, and eventually I went to go see my mum down south, and I was like, so I'm going to be driving past London. Can I nip round for a brew?
Right on.
And within 10 minutes of me going round to his house, I was like, give me that pad that you've been struggling with for weeks, and ended up fixing his controller for him.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great story.
Yeah. Yeah. And, like, Josher ended up, like, coming to California when Fate and I were still living in California, and, like, the town he was visiting was, like, literally, like, just 40 minutes away from where we were at. We met up and had dinner. Like,
Nice.
it's so crazy. Like,
It's wonderful.
yeah.
It's, dare I say, fate. So, it looks like chat came up with a couple of last-minute questions for us before we start to wrap up. So, first off, what is your bread cleaning routine? This was what threw her off. Aries asked, what is your bread cleaning routine?
I presume he means beard.
Beard. That makes a lot more sense. I'm like,
that's what that, like, stare.
For the record, I only know because I saw it was Aries.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking to myself, I was like, I didn't know you needed to clean your bread, but maybe it's a thing. And
Buy 2 good brushes, one a comb, one a brush. One needs to be strong. Find a company that agrees with your beard hair, and you're going to need conditioner and shampoo. Only use the conditioner and shampoo once a week. You need natural oils. Girls will tell you this plenty of times. They have long hair as general rule. I know they all don't. I'm just saying. But if you're ever struggling about any advice with a beard or a hair, speak to a girl. They know more. That's Stormy. His hair's gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
It looks so soft. Oh, seriously. If you're interested in like the companies I use for the stuff, drop me a message in Discord. I'll tell you. I'm not going to promote people, even though I'm technically supposed to, but I'm not going to.
Wait, they're just not sponsors. They're not sponsors yet.
Right.
But once we get him some sponsors, guys.
That's right. That's right.
I've got what's the word? I'm an influencer for them, and I just stopped. I got to a point I was like, I'm not pushing this. It's just if people want a 20% discount for the company that I use, you can use my code.
Cool. So it looks like there was another question thrown out here that was a really good one. What part of streaming do you absolutely enjoy that you either thought you would or didn't think you would?
So the side for me, which I've always had the stupid voice thing, it's always been a thing, but not actually creating characters for NPCs with voices. I might not stick to the same voice for certain NPCs all the time, because that is kind of just the randomness of me. If a sentence tells me it's going to be this voice, that's what it's going to be.
You and I have that in common, yeah.
I never thought I would develop that side of things. It's not something I've ever considered. And there's been a few people that have told me in chat that they'd like to see more stuff where obviously I give people voices and stuff like that. One of my most recent followers told me he wants to make a game where he's controlling an orc, like a shooting game, and he wants me to voice the game.
Oh, wow.
I was like, if you do, just hit me up and we'll talk.
Hell yeah.
But surprisingly, I do really enjoy doing the little voiceover things that I do. And a lot of them do relate to something like that. When I first started, I could not get out of doing a Zavala voice, which is a character from Destiny. It's Lance. I can't think of his last name. A voice actor. Doesn't matter. But his first name is Lance, I think. Begins with an R, his second name, I can't think of it, but he voices Zavala in Destiny, and he talks like this. And we're gonna take it back for victory.
Not bad, not bad.
I could not get that voice out of my head. Whenever I started doing voices right at the early stages, I kept slipping back into that. And now I've kind of gone for another one, which is the Shaxx voice. You can do it, Guardian! And they're such fun to do.
Well, you know,
Great.
that might be a perfect way for us to wrap up today's show. Is I would love to hear you do Arnie wrapping up the show for us. Wait, she has something to say.
OG Blaze, final question. Quick rapid fire. When will we see the God of War cosplay? Answer it in Arnie's voice. Go.
Wow, it will be done, I promise you this. It will. I just need to get the costume right, and then it will be perfect, and I'll have the painted face, and it will be Zeus!
That is freaking phenomenal. Oh my God. Thank you so much, buddy. You're the best. Everyone, please give a chat round of applause to BananaTomOG, our OG friend and fellow Twitcher. Oh my God.
And thank you very much for having me. This has been a hell of fun.
Hell yeah. This has been phenomenal.
No, thank you.
It's been wonderful. So take it easy, brother. We're going to go ahead and do a quick wrap up with us as we switch over to this other thing. Thanks again. And you have a wonderful evening. Maybe we'll see you in some more streams tonight or later on. Hopefully tomorrow for D&D for sure. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
So, Druid, wow, that was awesome. Oh my God.
That was so good.
Banana Tom
That was
is
so
so
good.
cool.
I just love that guy.
I know. He was perfect to have as our first, and to hopefully recurring in the future. And he's part of our Twitch fam now. So,
Yes.
all right. Well,
We're gonna make him a little castle. So he doesn't have. So he'll have his own little separate castle that we can put next to Stormkeep, so he doesn't travel for so long.
that's right.
Through the teleport. You know.
Yeah, we got to set up his teleportation circle for sure. Yeah. All right, everybody, thank you for joining us for Bandwidth and Banter, our first episode with an interview. We've loved it. It's been fantastic, and can't wait to do it again. So next week, though, will be just a regular Bandwidth and Banter, where it's just Stuart and I having a conversation about interesting topics. Please, in the go to our Discord and let us know what topics you would like to hear us talk about next week.
Yes.
And then we'll arrange for, hopefully in a couple of weeks, for the next interview. So thanks again for joining us. You all have a wonderful one.
Thank you, guys. Oh, so good.
Bye, guys.